Good morning. Welcome to Getting There with Pat F. Well, today, as you can see, it's a little cooler and it's overcast. We're looking at around 60-something degrees today here in New Jersey. But I got a little issue with my truck. Started running really bad the other day. So I dove into it to see what's going on and see what the former mechanical termites have done to this vehicle. And, well, I found out a few things. Hold on a moment. Let me pop the hood and show you what's going on. What we have here is a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder Dodge engine. What's commonly used is 2.2 to 2.5 family. A lot of the parts are interchangeable, so on and so forth. But when I started looking at the engine, and I knew this was broken and it's going to be an issue in the future anyway, this is what remains of my timing cover. Okay, now there's timing marks that line up from down here on the crank pulley up here on the cam pulley, and this needs to be centered up for top dead center number 1. But off to the side over here is another idler shaft pulley, okay, which is geared and driven because it drives the distributor, which is located over here. Okay, now when I follow it out and I look at it, I already know the positioning of my distributor is incorrect. They have number 1 spark plug over on the indexing of number 2. So that's telling me they clocked everything to try to make this thing run. But number 3 is in number 1 position. So that's telling me also that the distributor is 180 degrees out. Firing order on this engine is 1342. It runs, but it runs like crap. So I'm going to get into here. I'm going to open up my timing belt, replace my timing belt while I'm in here so I know I have a fresh one, and probably lift and reposition my distributor to its correct clocking, and that should help this engine out tremendously. Let me go ahead and get things going and get a tripod, and I'll go ahead and fill you in as it goes. Okay folks, I'm sorry my angles are not right and not the best, but I'm just getting ready to pull the spark plug out.
I'm here to help.
And then once I get the spark plug out, my son and I are going to find, kind of dirty.
I agree.
Not burning as cleanly as she could.
But I can't really see because these glasses are foggy.
Okay, well, we got to go ahead and find top dead center now. Okay, Chris?
Okay, how do we do that?
That's going to be simple. Find a socket that fits here. That's loose.
Do you listen until it's aligned?
Well, just hold on a second.
Okay.
We'll put this here. Now we're going to crank this engine around by hand.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Until this timing mark is up here.
Okay.
So, when we're doing that,
I'm going to look for the timing mark.
timing mark on,
I don't really know what I'm looking at all. How do I tell what is the timing mark? Is there a line or something? Do you need a breaker bar?
you have this piece here.
Oh,
Okay?
how did I not see that? That actually stands out.
Why am I leaking coolant?
You are?
Yep.
You are. Maybe a hose or something?
No.
Or is it this thing right here? Or is this for the brakes?
That's the brakes.
I knew something made sense. That didn't. So do you need like a breaker bar for that? Is that the coolant?
Yeah, I think I got a hole up here because I pulled a bolt out.
We'll get it fixed after this.
Okay. Timing mark is at top dead center on the cam.
Not really. You need to turn it a little bit more.
That's close enough, buddy.
Okay.
All right. Now.
Okay, now what do we need to do? I can barely see through these glasses.
You need to get me a rag.
A rag? Okay.
It just might be moisture dripping off the engine, Chris.
Okay. Put this in my hoodie. So, you need a rag, right?
Yeah, I need a rag.
Okay, I'm gonna go get one.
So this is a Jasper engine, folks, that somebody had installed in this vehicle. And it was a homeowner install. And it was done before I purchased the vehicle. And when I purchased the vehicle for $200, it had more than its fair share of gremlins. To which I had pretty much just let it go.
Here's a rag.
All right, buddy.
It's not that clean though. There's a little bit of wood chips in it.
All right. So I'm digging into it now to see what I can get squared away.
What is all this?
That's all electrical, buddy. No,
Like,
the fraying is just the protection of the wires. The protection coating and looming of the wires.
no, I'm talking about the white stuff that's on it. Is that corrosion?
All right.
Dad, is this corrosion and rust?
That's just a little oxidation.
Dirty oxidation.
All right. Now, folks, when this was on there, they have number 1 spark plug here in number 2 position. So they clocked everything around incorrectly. This whole distributor cap here is actually indicating which spark plug goes to where. This is supposed to be number 1. This is supposed to be 3. This is supposed to be 4 and 2. But instead they have 1, 3, 4, 2. Timing is way wrong. They clocked it around to make it run. Put that down, Christopher.
Okay.
So,
Isn't this the one that we installed?
yes, this is the one we installed with the way that they had it all set up in the engine.
Okay.
So now I need a 13mm wrench, I believe.
Millimeter.
And we're probably gonna have to go ahead and pause the video and go find it in the table.
Found one.
No, wrench.
Oh. Never mind.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here's what I'm talking about marking of a distributor cap. This is from the manufacturer. Let's see if I can show it to you. And you can see in here they've got a 1, a 3, a 4, and a 2. Now when this is down on a distributor, it should be positioned something like this. Number 1 should point towards the number 1 cylinder. And then your firing order is 1, 3, 4, 2. The people who had this vehicle before had this cranked all the way around here. They had number 1 on 3, 4. So it would be 1, 3, 4, 2. Okay? The distributor clocking was wrong. I didn't have enough spin on distributor to bring the firing order into correct location. So what I did is I went back to the basic timing of the engine. I rotated the idler or the jack shaft around so I'd have my number 1 position pointing at #1 cylinder. I'm not going to reinstall this yet. I'm going to tighten my timing belt, and I'm going to go ahead and start bringing these things into order. So let me reposition this so you can see where my idler is. I need to tighten up on. That's the power steering pump. Okay, there's the idler. I'm going to have to grab this with a pair of channel locks, swing it in, and tighten this nut or this bolt here into location. So I'm going to have my cameraman come over here, hold it and aim it in while I get everything positioned. Stand back a bit.
Okay.
Okay, I need my 15mm and my ratchet. Where did I put that?
I don't know.
There it is.
Okay. So do you want me to like lean it in?
You're gonna have to lean it in.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to first off set my tension.
I'm not sure if they can see it. Should be able to see it.
Whoa.
What?
A little bit snug on that. Now let me bring my tension, add more tension to it.
I'm not sure if they can see it. Well, when you were working, because
My hands were in the way?
I think so. I don't know.
Okay, that should be just about enough tension. Let me give it a little snug more.
I have steady hands.
Okay, that's good there. Now let me lock that up.
I think I'm getting more of the hose than the pulley assembly.
Okay, that's that. Now, I am going to put my distributor cap back on.
I'm going to take
And I'm going to put my spark plug back in.
Over here. I don't know if they can see it.
Okay, that's back in. I can still rotate this around for fine-tuning my timing.
What's all these belts over here for?
Well, that's for the alternator, the air conditioning. That belt up here is for the power steering. Okay?
Oh, okay.
And there's one in here for my water pump.
Okay.
Well, water pump and the air conditioning, I believe, run off the same pump. Air conditioning and the
Coolant?
the coolant and the alternator run off the same belt.
Oh.
Okay?
Okay.
So that's together. Now my spark plug, #1, goes right back down into here.
Trying to get as close as I could get, but I can't see because I have that black clip piece kind of blocking my view, so I can't really see.
The spark plug's back in. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and do the firing order correctly.
Good.
Spark plug number 1. Click. Click. Number 1.
I heard they do clicks, which is a good thing.
Number 3.
Is it?
I can use a shorter wire than this. Okay, number 3.
The longer ones are for like the 2 ends, right?
Number 3. Number 4.
And then number 2, right?
Number 4.
And then number 2.
Number 2. Then my coil.
What's the coil for?
Well, the coil is what actually gives you your spark.
Oh, okay.
Now,
Belts?
no,
Okay.
my stack of pulleys.
Stack of pulleys.
Yep.
Oh! All the pulleys that we ripped out of the engine.
Power steering, alternator water pump, and air condition or power steering. Or I'm sorry, no. This would be the air conditioning.
Dad, Mr. Joe's calling.
Pause.
I don't like loud noises. I don't.
Okay, everybody. I just went ahead and zipped back on the bottom crank pulleys. There is no harmonic balancer in this vehicle. They've got it balanced out internally, I believe. And I'm going to give this thing a whirl, even though I don't have all my accessories hooked up,
And belts.
and see how she fires up. So in a moment, or for a moment, I'm going to hand you to Christopher, who's going to play cameraman, and he's going to stand back.
Very far back. As far as I could go before I touched a disgusting oil tank. Whoa! Oh my God! You forgot a tool and it just shot at me. I don't think safety glasses would help with that. That wrench was trying to come at me. That was dangerous. Sounds like a supercar. Are these trucks sports cars now?
and everything hooked up. But I'd say that's a far cry better than what it was before. So I'm gonna start putting my water pump back on. Get all my accessories hooked up here.
I'm actually receiving something today.
And see how it goes.
I am receiving something.
Okay, folks, it lives. Sounds a heck of a lot better than it did before.
What about this belt?
I'm not worried about that belt right now. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, folks. The exception of the power steering pump and the timing cover, which is all destroyed because of age and the fact that it was all broken up before. I got it back together. Keeps running. Good throttle response. He's not knocking or pinging. And well, I don't even know if it works right now. I know I have my oil pressure gauge light on because I have a bad pressure sensor in it. But it runs good. So, going back together, he's running. He goes down the road a heck of a lot better. I can pass 30 miles an hour now. And that all works. Well, oil pressure light just came on. But that's a bad sensor. Control panel is not working right. I wonder if I can just clean that up. Heat. But I'm stuck on defrost. I wonder if I get the AC working in this. Find out in the future. Hello everybody. Well, it's at the end of the day. I'm done working on the truck. Even though I did not go ahead and dive into replacing the timing belt like I said, because I ran out of time on pulling off the brackets and needing to get the truck going. I did get it to time up better and to run a heck of a lot smoother. Besides that, that timing belt that was on there did not look that bad. It had no internal cracking on it or anything like that. It is the fact that the former owner had not timed the engine correctly between the jack shaft that drives the oil pump and the distributor and the crank cam pulleys. So I went in and corrected that. Then I also corrected the fact that the former owner had put the wires in incorrectly onto the distributor cap. He had that set off at a quarter turn off or quarter rotation off on the wires. And he also had the clocking of the distributor 180 degrees out. So that all has been taken care of by rotating around the jack shaft, bringing the distributor back into correct timing orientation, and replacing the spark plug wires on the distributor cap in the correct orders. The firing order of this engine is like most other 4 cylinders, 1, 3, 4, 2, and it starts off at the cylinder number 1 being at the front of the engine block, pointing towards the number 1 cylinder on the inside, 3 at the rear inside of the distributor or of the cylinder block, and 4 and 2 on the outer banks in a clockwise motion. This is not something that the other owner had on the vehicle. It is now what is corrected, and it is now hitting on all 4 cylinders correctly, or as correctly as I could get it, because I don't have a timing mark on the engine, because what caused it to possibly jump, I'm not exactly sure, was a broken timing cover, because that was all broken and busted apart, and the fact that they were monkeying around trying to make it run on what they had instead of doing it correctly. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe. And there will be more videos between trucks, chainsaws, and firewood coming your way, because that's basically what I work on. In the future, this truck needs 4 shocks. It needs some front end work. It needs a steering rack. And with the way the truck is running now, I'm not afraid to go ahead and invest that kind of money into it. And if anybody else has a surplus of parts for one of these that they would like to offer, they can contact me through the comments in this section, and I will be more than glad to go ahead and get back in touch with them. Please like and subscribe and keep all comments in positive. And everybody have a blessed day or week or month, whenever and wherever you go. Remember, it's easier to smile than frown.